Ladies and gentlemen, hello, this is Alexandr Domrin, and this is our program Foreign Office. We have a very special guest today, Vladimir Ivanovich Sotnikov. I want to introduce him to you, and I ask him to tell you and me and everybody else a few words about himself. Vladimir Ivanovich, please.
Well, actually, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Vladimir Sotnikov, Senior Research Fellow in the Institute of Eastern Studies, Russian Academy of Sciences, Moscow, as well as I'm Director, East-West Strategic Studies Center, also based in Moscow. And I'm wholly at your disposal, and my area of interest and professional activities is Greater Middle East, terrorist issues, nuclear non-proliferation, nuclear disarmament, as well as my area of interest is the hot topics of the day, like, for example, Iranian nuclear program and the negotiations which are undergoing right now at the moment in Vienna, Austria, to conclude a so-called nuclear deal. So you are completely free to ask any questions and to listen to what are my views and what are my forecasts for future developments of the world events. Thank you.
I also remember that your doctorate was dedicated to the nuclear program of Pakistan.
That's right, that's right. Actually, sorry, I just forgot to name my another area of my interest, professional political interest as a political scientist. This is a nuclear rivalry and nuclear programs of India and Pakistan. And well, initially I was trained as a specialist in India and Pakistan, as a specialist in South Asian studies. So that's why I received my PhD degree in topic of nuclear problem and nuclear factor in the relations between India and Pakistan. That you are correct. That's right.
Dr. Sotnikov, you guessed our decision to invite you to speak in our program today was very timely because of that double summit, the double summit in Ufa. BRIKS on the one hand, and then the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. What is your take on those two organizations? Not just on two of them, but also on that fact that it was basically a double summit.
Basically, yes. My take is as follows. Basically, I think that it's not a mere chance that these two organizations had and are having their top meetings, summits, at the same place in Ufa, Bashkortostan. Because if you just have a look at the membership in this organization, so you will notice that at least two of the states, this is Russia and India, they are in both organizations. I'm talking about India because India is going to be joining the SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, at the summit which is underway right now for this very moment in Ufa. And also, these are two politically very influential organizations, I would say. SCO has a brief but a very important history of, well, a sort of, if you like, a success story, because SCO have its influence on the Central Asia and the territories of China and Russia. China and Russia, by the way, two leading countries in SCO. And with the joining of India and Pakistan, the format of SCO activities actually are enlarging to South Asia, because India and Pakistan are belonging to South Asian region, and even to the Near East, because some Western political scientists and Western professors and academics regard Pakistan as belonging to South Asia as well as to the Near East. And I would like to point out that I was telling about the success story of SCO, that SCO is really a very influential organization, because for the moment we see a sort of a shift in Russian foreign policies because there is a very tense situation, to put it mildly, in the relations between the United States and Western Europe and the Russian Federation due to acute Ukrainian crisis. So I think that is the right moment, actually, now that SCO summit as well as BRICS summit are showing that the shift of Russian foreign efforts and Russian efforts in foreign policy is actually in the eastward direction. What I would like to add to this, that I think that with the joining India and Pakistan to this organization, we will see that the international format of SCO will be even larger than it was before, because if you have a look at, for example, at the joint numerical strength of population of the SCO countries, you will easily notice that it is almost the third, or even more than one-third of the population of the whole world. So another thing, Alexander, is that in no any way, as some may suggest, SCO is going to compete with the Western institutions like European Union or say in the military aspect the NATO countries or some other financial institutions, Western institutions, because SCO, this is a very special organization, and also together with the admitting the role of Russia and its eastwards shift in its foreign policies, the SCO is a new sort of global, not regional, now it is a global organization, international organization, which is combining the effort of the countries who are belonging still to non-aligned movement, who are actually have very big economies, I mean in terms of economic growth. India, for example, yes, it's economic growth of about 6 to 7% annually, compared only with China, the annual economic growth of which is bigger than India. So SCO actually is an organization, or becoming an organization, which probably the organization of the near future. What I mean to say in near future is that these Western institutions, like European Union, you see, European Union is very tied up with this Greek crisis, economic crisis, and they are going to decide what to do with whether Greece will be in Eurozone or not. So this is an old institution, and SCO has, as I said, has countries with emerging economies. Basically in the West it is adopted to name them as emerging market countries. So they're really emerging market countries, and Russia and China combined can overwhelm the economic growth of Western Europe, even combined with the United States. This is my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. One more question.
Okay.
Iran.
Right.
We cannot ignore as the participation
we cannot
of Iran.
Disregard
yes,
Iran.
Of course, we speak about this very particular part of the world. We speak about this very sensitive area of international relations. Iran, as a part of this process, I cannot say as a part of this organization yet, but definitely a part of this process.
Yes, this is a part of this process.
What is your take on that? That would be my last question, but before we will come to an end with our program, I want to tell our viewers that we will continue our discussion with Dr. Sotnikov in Russian in our next program. It will be a next program in Russian, but we were so pleased that he had time to come to our program Foreign Office to share his views with us and with you, our English-speaking viewers, in English. So my last question, and definitely a very significant question, Iran.
Okay. Yes, this is a very good question and a very timely question, actually, because as I said, right now, at the moment, probably the world is counting the last hours before this so-called nuclear deal will be finally signed by all the parties which are participating in this long years process of not very easy but sometimes difficult negotiations with Iran over its controversial nuclear program. I'm telling controversial because some of our Western partners with whom Russia is trying to cooperate in wholly still believe that Iran could be, this is very important to understand, it could be, not absolutely, not in absolute terms, but could be engaged in a sort of non-peaceful utilization of nuclear energy. There is no proof to that, and I think that finally, well, it may be today, it may be tomorrow, or it may be it may take several more days, but finally I'm pretty sure that this nuclear deal will be signed. Why? Why am I thinking so? Because all the parties concerned, I mean Islamic Republic of Iran, Russian Federation, and what are the most important, the United States, as they regard themselves as a lone superpower, which is not quite true, by the way. Because the world is a multipolar world right now. All parties are very much interested in signing this deal. And my view of that, my personal view, that after signing of this deal, the whole world could actually sigh with relief, because that will be the first example then such a powerful country, and I may remind you that Iran is Islamic Republic of Iran is a very big regional power in the Near East, which is competing with Saudi Arabia actually, according to its influence over the adjacent countries, and that Islamic Republic of Iran actually voluntarily would be taking upon itself obligations not to develop a military dimension of its nuclear activities. This is the first time in the history of non-proliferation regime when, I mean, with the signing of such kind of a deal, because North Korea, this is not an example, there is no any nuclear deal with North Korea, although North Korea tested twice, or presumed to be testing nuclear weapons. So that is the first time in the history of non-proliferation and the history in the international relations that such a powerful country like Iran is assuming responsibility to abide by the principles of peaceful utilization of nuclear energy, and it is going to make it voluntarily. This is the main thing. Another thing which I would like to point out and to present my take on that is that Iran probably, most probably, is the second after India and Pakistan candidate for joining the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Why I'm telling you? Because with the signing of a nuclear deal and with the gradual lifting of the sanctions which were imposed on Iran multilaterally and unilaterally by some Western powers, Iran is becoming a very influential player not only in the regional international relations but also in the global international relations. And Iran, by the way, is like Afghanistan and Mongolia, is an observer in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So Iran actually indicated already with the coming to power of present Iranian President Rouhani, indicated its willingness to join the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And when it will be done, when it will be finished, I'm just returning to my first point of view. The Shanghai Cooperation will really have a very global significance.
Vladimir, thank you very much for your answers. We really hope that it was your first visit to our studio, but not the last one.
Yeah, I hope so.
And,
thank you.
And I also want to tell our viewers that you can see Dr. Sotnikov on several federal TV channels. You can see him on Channel 1, Толстой, Время покажет. You can see him on Vladimir Sotnikov, Russia. You can hear him nearly on a daily basis.
May I just interrupt you, RBK as well?
RBK TV, and also Коммерсант FM. And well, many other TV and radio channels. So we are very pleased that he had time to come to our office today. And I want to thank you very much for your
my pleasure.
For your answers.
My pleasure.
Thank you.